Me and my clique and my bros started with nothing but dreams and a goal. Yeah, we used to sleep on the road before we started selling out these shows. Yeah,
You already know. We back. It's the DCU, aka the Come Up Podcast with your boy DJ Las Vegas. And to the right of me is,
QMAJUR.
and to the right of him it's.
Tanya here.
You already know what it is, man. The information hub for everything informational. That's new. That was new.
Yeah, that was new. I think I like it though. I think I like it still.
Man, we've been. I don't know if it's rust, but we haven't been here in like a month, right?
Yep. It's been a month.
About that. Yeah.
Feels good to be back.
What happened, bro?
Life happened.
Yeah, life happened. I was a little bit under the weather.
You caught COVID.
I would just leave it as that.
You caught COVID. The whole
Nah,
team
bro. I ain't know about no COVID, bro. I ain't letting them people them tell me what I had.
You got the Delta variant up in that crib, yo. They infested you, boy.
I'm good. We're back. We're looking good. We're feeling good.
I'm
and
not
that's
really
what's
looking good still, but you know, not as good as y'all, bro.
up.
4 weeks later, I'm still like this. Don't worry, it's gonna change next week. It's
The
gonna
Baba
change
open,
next
G.
week.
The Baba open.
My barber ain't open, bro.
All right, fair enough.
I'm gonna have to call the Vol or something.
Okay.
Do some
I'm gonna have
house
to call
calls.
him still.
Or you could do a Moses.
Nah,
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
not
do
trying to part the Red Sea and none of that. Forget that, man. That's stress.
Right.
All right. So what's the tip of the week, yo?
Tip of the week. Let me get my phone. Allow
good.
time to be part of your ingredients while growing and expanding your art, your business, etc., etc. So that means allow time to grow, to build as you build your empire. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good tip.
But we'll talk about that more next week, right?
That's a good topic. That's a good tip.
Real good.
Yo, first, and even as we move forward, we have to shout out our sponsors. First of all, we will go with Self-Co-Love,
Self-Love and Co.
Self-Love and Co.
You gotta mix up the words.
You know, but
Self-Co and what?
it's so slick, you know. It's one of those names that it's so slick. You can, But yeah, Self-Love and Co.
With
Yes,
no
yes.
vowels.
Exactly. Some of the best candles you could ever smell. It's so.
The one I
No
got
cap,
right
no cap
here.
though, but it's really nice. So shout out to
Yeah.
Self-Love and Co. Shout out to Xcosign Clothing. Big shout out to Xcosign. See, we on point, repping 100%. Shout out to Bravo Studios.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right.
That has us here today. And that's about it, eh?
Yeah,
That's about it. Shout out. And whoever else thinking about sponsoring us,
Hit us up.
hit us up in the DM, man.
Email,
Or email.
comments,
Yeah, anything like
like,
that.
subscribe.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They get
all
the
that
point.
good stuff.
They get the
Yes,
point. All right, T, what are we starting with today? What's the topic today? What are we getting into?
Well, basically with your business, your timeline all the way to like 5 years. So building your business, right?
Okay,
So
okay.
starting up, the midway, what are you doing? What are
Okay.
the steps to take, etc.,
Okay.
So break it down into let's break it down a bit.
Well, this
uh,
starting point would be maybe like you know what you want to do, right? Like your vision for your brand, whatever it is that you're doing. So you get a vision board, put something together,
Okay.
and get an ideal together, and then start producing from there, right?
Right. So basically, it's like this is for all creatives, all entrepreneurs, all artists, all business personnel. We are going to be talking about some of the steps and some of the things that you practice to go from point A to point B with your business. Some of the best business practices that you should go about. In our opinion and in our experience. None of what we're going to share right now is factual, but it's just based off our experience and things that we have researched and things that we have seen other successful people talk about and stuff like that. So first of all, I guess we would start by when you're now starting a business, you have to have some form of infrastructure. So I think one of the things that you definitely should start with is doing your research on whatever product or whatever brand or whatever you're trying to sell, whatever you're trying to put out there. Do your research on your product, your music, the environment, how people consume whatever it is that you're selling, whatever you're putting out there. Do some research on that because that is very important.
Think about where do you want to take your brand? If you want to be a family brand, if you want to be affordable or you want to be luxury,
Correct.
if you want to be a hardcore rapper or you want to be a trap rapper, or you want to, just be a conscious rapper or a singer, you want to sing soul, neo soul, or pop R&B. Like, you got to think about what direction you want to take within that first month frame anyways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want to do the research. You want to vet out your competition. Maybe even go to the spots. Like, if you're opening like a store, go to like another store, see what they got in the stores, see what the people are buying. You know what I'm saying? Like, for studios, for instance, how we vet studios. And I shouldn't tell y'all this, but
Go ahead, man. Tell us.
Why not tell us all your
Tell us.
secrets?
say you want to open a recording studio, right? And you're like in the first steps. You want to go to like your competition. You want to book time as an artist.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Vet out the engineers, see what they're using, what plugins, what DAW they're using, what speakers they got, what compressor they're using, if any, what sound card they're using, and just what mic they're using. That's important. And you want to just, get a feel as a pretend artist and, make a garbage track and boom, you have all the steps you have to know what they're doing good at and what they're not doing good at. You know what I'm saying?
So basically,
Yeah.
you're undercover spy.
That's it.
You understand?
Yeah.
For your brand, though.
For your brand.
business,
For your brand,
right?
yeah.
Fair enough.
People do it all the time, though.
Fair
You go
enough.
to the
Yeah.
store, you take pictures, you take how the display is, that you
Yes.
check out the prices, and the
Nothing's
colors,
wrong
the
with that.
design, and et cetera, and then you try to find you try to find a loophole too,
Right.
Right?
Yes,
Right.
yes.
so then you can kind of like be able to have a competitive edge
Correct.
against
Correct.
your competitors. So,
Find what your competition is not doing and provide that.
Exactly.
Yeah, fill the spot.
Definitely. So that
Yeah.
that is one of the things that you definitely would do in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So tonight we want to talk about a little timeline, that we put together for all people that are starting up their businesses and stuff like that. Something that you could use, that timeline. You could use a 5-year timeline that you could use for your brand, for your product, for your businesses. So we want to start at your 1-month period.
Which we kind of already discussed.
Right. So the 1-month period,
More or less, yeah.
building the infrastructure, doing your research, building a website, studying your product.
Yes.
And then from there now, we go to like a 6-month period. And,
Yeah.
And a 6-month period now, what we will be doing in Vegas? What do you think we should be doing at a 6-month period?
I think you probably test the products, put it on the market, maybe give a couple pieces to friends if you're doing clothing, or give free products to people and just let them gather feedback.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
A
very
6-month
important.
6-month period, gather feedback, hear what people think about the brand, get some response from people, see how it's going, how the consumers are buying the brand and stuff like that.
Even use the brand.
Correct.
I know some people would purchase some stuff maybe from Alibaba or something, and they would actually be the user of the brand first to see
Right.
what they like and what they don't like, and then in some instances, if you have a connection with the supplier from Alibaba, like there's many suppliers, they'll just be like, hey, can you guys do this or do that or change this and change that, and they will gladly do it.
Yeah. And that works too, because I've seen a lot of
okay.
people done it too. And sometimes the company even they hire you as a endorser to endorse the brand and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, your 6-month period is that period that you put your stuff out there, whether it's your music, your product, your business, whatever it is, put it out there, get feedback from people so you would know what steps you want to make going forward now.
Think about it like this: if you ever been to Costco and you seen those people just giving out free food, that right there is their survey-esque
Yeah.
Yeah.
tester. They're testing the customers to see if they would buy this brand new cheese dip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
True.
That's
yeah.
the point where they're at in that 6 months. It's
Yeah.
similar to what we're trying to say here.
Exactly.
Yeah, and big brands do it all the time. Actually,
Of
in
course.
saying that, like working downtown, especially at Dundas Square, there's
Yeah.
all these mascots giving away like gum or like
Yeah,
if it's like a new flavor that they're coming out with, they want feedback from
Exactly.
the consumer, the general public or whatever to figure out, who likes what and whatnot. And also, I guess if you're smaller, you could probably do maybe a smaller version of a focus group,
Right.
right? Like I've done those for
Right.
bigger corporations, then different backgrounds, different economic backgrounds, different statuses, and then you get feedback from different perspectives.
Right.
It's not just
Right.
one perspective, right? Because we
Right.
tend to
Right.
be around the people that are kind of think alike look like
Correct,
us,
correct, correct,
etc.
correct.
Right? So
Correct.
you want like a more of a variety.
I remember,
Right.
and as she said that though, I remember with Xcosign when we just started, we had one of the first prints that we had was the tribal print.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I love
You know,
that print.
and with the I loved it too, right?
Yeah.
But then I realized I was selling to some of my coworkers and stuff like that, and more of the black people would buy it because they could identify with it more. They know a little bit more of the history when it comes to that. But some of my white coworkers and them were more like, I like it, but it's not my thing.
Yeah.
Which is okay. So then
Yeah.
that pushed me now to say, you know what? Let me make something a little bit more generalized that they would be able to like, and that's when we came up with we just decided to put the Xcosign like this just across the chest, and they start buying that. That was more, that was more their thing, and the woke giant came and they start buying that as well too.
Yes.
So you just and all that's feedback too, and it's okay if someone doesn't like what you put forward at that initiative stage. You take your feedback, you go back to the drawing board, and you recalculate and put your product out.
One more thing, for artists out there, what we're talking about is the same as a single release party.
Correct.
Something that you want to just test with a bunch of friends, a little like industries. It's like a small little gathering where you can play even your album before it drops or a single and get feedback from
Correct.
all the people that's in there. A lot of people do that. So that's the same thing as vetting like your little 6-month plan before going on to the next step.
Exactly.
So artists, pay attention, bro.
Yeah, that's a solid point.
Yeah.
And then we move to that 1 year period.
Oof, the 1 year.
The 1 year is the make it or break it
Yeah.
period.
The 1 year is like, remember, a lot of businesses fail within 1 year. You have to be a realist when it comes to businesses. So just understand that many businesses fail during that 1 year process.
True.
But don't worry, that doesn't mean that shouldn't discourage you. Just see what works, see what doesn't work, and that 1 year point is where you reanalyze,
Yeah.
recollaborate your
Correct.
brand, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And I think like, during that time period too, is like a lot of times, especially for the failures, is like you forget about the financial part of it, the operational part of it, the marketing part of it.
Yep.
How are you going to be able to meet the demands?
Right.
If all of a sudden you're up, all the way up,
Yeah.
right?
Which is
What are you going to do? How are you going to hire people? Who do you hire? Who do you fire?
correct.
How do you make those decisions,
Correct.
etc.? When do you do it? If you're too late, it might destroy everything. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
So,
Because over popular at one point, it's crazy, right? Like you
Yeah.
said, it would be the demand is too much for the supply,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
That's what
and
it's
that
called.
causes
Yeah.
problems. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Frustrations, and then, errors happen, and then customer service. On the other hand, everybody's yelling at you. They don't have the orders. They don't have what they needed from you. Then comments on Google, reviews, etc.
Yeah.
Person's horrible.
As we
I
got-
had to
right.
wait 6 months for my product.
Yeah,
So
no,
you have to deal with all of this.
From them again.
Yeah.
That's all part of the business. and
That's
you,
all
you-
part of
you-
it.
You can't get away from it though.
Yeah, word.
And even in that 1 year period, it's a very sticky time too, because that's the time where you put your product out there now, and your friends are buying, your families are buying, and stuff like that. You have a small little clientele that you're doing pretty good, but then now your clientele is there now, and in their mind is like, what's next? But you're probably just stick on this one song or this one piece,
Right.
But and they're saying to themselves, yeah, but I already bought that one piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And you're still on a hype, like, let's continue pushing this. But
Yeah.
so your small circle of consumers or your family or your friends and stuff, they already have that. And realistically, to a more international or wider audience, that one piece that you have is still needed to be marketed. So
Yes, yes.
which is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But then your small community around you, they're like, bro, we over that, bro. What's next? You understand? So you have serious decisions to make when it comes within that time. If you're gonna go forward, if you're gonna hold back, if it is that you decide like, we're gonna probably scrap this brand and start a new one, what's working, what's not working, and stuff like that. It's a time to really reassess your brand, your music, your product, your business. But it's never a time to give up, though.
But that's why you need to have like some sort of business analysis, because like what you're saying is like, think of it like a chart like this. Your product went up and then it went down here in the local community, because
Right.
you want your stuff to go like this, right?
Yeah.
So it's like now I have my brand, but my local community is not liking it. But I still have markets in New York or Japan or Cuba. I still have those markets to
touch, right.
sell this piece. Now,
Correct.
what am I going to do with my local community? I got to make a new piece now because the numbers got to stay up in my
Yep.
local community.
Yep.
So that's why like having some sort of brand analysis when it comes to the numbers is important too.
Yeah.
When it
Yeah,
comes
very
to just
important.
vetting like what needs to be done.
Because
Sometime-
can you afford to do the new piece at that point in time? You're still at the beginning of your business.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the analysis.
exactly.
Social media could be your brand, your brand analysis, yes. Because you put this picture at the beginning and they'll be like, wow, I like this product. Like.
Yeah.
And then 6 months after you put a picture with the same product and it's like,
But I liked it 6 months ago. I'm not liking it again.
you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's still brand new to some people's and some people and some markets, you know?
Yeah.
So it's definitely a time we had to really sit down and analyze and see what is the best decision for your business or
And
your
find
brand.
creative ways to reach out to
Yeah.
the billions of people around the globe,
Yeah.
basically.
Yep.
Yeah, creative
And then,
ways.
then you get past, you jump over that hurdle. You're like, okay, that 1 year mark passed, and it's like, you know, we're doing okay, we're here still. Then now, boom, you hit that 2 year mark now.
Whew. What's happening there?
This is where it gets really, it gets a little bit more sticky still, because for that 2 year mark now, the business is doing okay or even really good, and you have to decide now, am I going to invest more money into this business to take it to the next level, or am I going to keep it down here still until I figure out, until I feel like it's doing better? You understand? But I think for that 2 year period is that time where you make a decision if you're going to invest more, if you're going to spend more money to do more marketing, to buy more products, and you gotta have your vision now has to start to come into play for this brand. You understand? And talking about vision now, in every brand that you're building, product, music, artist, anything, any one of those sorts, you have to have a vision. You understand? You have to have a vision for your brand. You have to have a vision for your music, for your career, and you have to make it plain. Put it up on a wall. If you're in your studio, in an office space, your bedroom, your living room, whatever it is, make your statement, your vision plain. And also meditate on your vision as well too. To the point where the vision becomes part of you, your everyday lifestyle, the way how you move, the way how you act. You understand? And one of the things that I see with Rick Ross and even DJ Khaled, every time you see these guys,
Yeah.
they are a walking marketing agency. They're always talking about their brands or whatever brands they endorse, and they're always talking about it because it has become a part of who they are and their everyday lifestyle. You'll be having a regular conversation with Rick Ross, and he will still tell you something about Wingstops.
So it was just
Thigh stops.
Yeah.
eating Wingstop.
You know?
And I had to pour out some shit. I had to put out some Bel Air.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In my Maybach, double MG.
Yeah,
And that-
yeah. All the time.
It's a walking brand. Though.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's serious when the brand or the product or the music becomes a part of you to the point that you ooze it out in your everyday lifestyle. Because it would definitely affect your actions and the decisions that you make, the people that you meet with, the people that you don't associate yourself with, and stuff like that. So make sure you have a vision or a mission statement for your brand, for your career, for your music, for your business, for your product. Have a clear vision, meditate on it, allow it to become a part of you, your everyday lifestyle, and that is going to go a long way for you. And set goals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Set goals for your business. This same timeline that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Set your 1 month goal, set your 6 month goal, set your year goal, your 2 years goal, and your 5 year goal. And then we could go all the way up to 10 years. But
we
set
could.
your goals. Go ahead.
No, we could. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can go all the way up to 10, 20,
Yeah.
even.
Yeah,
Just-
definitely.
You know?
Just set your goals,
Yeah.
because even coming around to that 5th year, now it's like, and you're successful, now it's like, okay, you have your whole SWOT figured out. Now you can bring it to big corporations and get big money. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So make sure that your goals is set. Every milestone you hit,
Yeah.
right?
So when
And
you,
I mean, sorry,
ahead.
go ahead, Tom.
well, I was gonna ask, when do you think that would be the time where you would think about pitching to a distributor, or pitching to or maybe get your stuff manufactured outside,
yeah.
or versus getting financing even?
That's around that 2 year period when you have to decide, like, am I going to invest more money? I mean, and
To scale up, right?
Yeah, it could span to a 5 year period, the 5 year period as well too. But at that 2 year period, that's the time when you decide, like, okay, at this point, you're no longer wondering if it's working or not. At this point, it has to be
It's
working.
working. It should, yeah.
It's
should be
working, and now you have to decide if you want to invest more money to take this brand to another level,
Or get investment.
or get
Yeah,
investors.
not you don't like at 5 years. This business should be pretty much paying for itself.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
profit.
yeah.
So if you want to say you're just in a national market, say you're just in Canada alone, and you want to branch to the States, you have to figure out, to I guess go to the States or take a trip and find a brand to work with, or find someone to partner with, find a bank or something, so that you can take your product over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's the same with music. You're in the music game for 5-7 years, and I'm telling you, 5 to 7 years is a sweet spot out here in Canada, anyways, to be successful. You know what I'm saying? It takes time. It takes a long time.
Yep.
And it may be not even that long, because you make so much music, one of them hits, and then boom,
Correct.
you're out of here.
Correct.
Now your brand is established and people want you. So you got to take your efforts abroad.
I like what you just said there, because especially for artists or even people who sell products, continue going. Even if you see your product or your music is not hitting at that point in time, you just continue pressing, continue staying consistent. Because for artists, you need one song. You get one hit song, and guess what? If you have 50 songs behind you, that new fan base that comes into that one song, they're going to go back and
Right
stream
back.
all your stuff. And that's going to take your streaming out of the roof. So continue working. If you 2000, it didn't happen in 2020, keep working in 2021. If it happened in 2021, keep working in 2022. Stay consistent, because at the end of the day, it's all going to pay off. When that one song hits or do some numbers, it's going to be huge for your career going forward.
I'll give you an example. The Shorty that made Bust It. You know, she dropped that song last year, right? It's a year-old song. And when she first performed it, nobody was dancing in the club. And then all of a sudden, TikTok grabbed a hold of it.
That's it.
And it was a rap, viral. She got it milled.
TikTok is a thing to revive
Yeah.
some of this music.
A lot of people careers, yo. A lot of people careers and their catalogs too.
Yeah.
And Russ too. The rapper Russ, yo.
Yes,
he's perfect example for that, yo.
Yeah.
This guy said he made, I think it was, don't quote me on this, either 9 to 12 mixtapes he made, with no response. He probably had about around 1,000 or between 1,000 to 3,000 followers on Instagram. He wasn't making any money really. And then one song hit. One song hit that summer, and then another song hit that summer, and everybody who got attached to the first song, they went back and streamed his whole catalog. Yeah, so imagine having 12 projects behind you.
And think about
he went platinum in no time.
Think about it. Imagine having that catalog to bring to a label to say, listen, this is my work.
All right, let's go.
From then,
let's go.
You need me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want to buy this catalog? He can sell that. He has the masters to all that. He can sell those for a lot of money.
Yeah.
You can leverage that.
They'll just resell it, repackage, repurpose it, sell it to artists, do this. You know what I'm saying?
It's no longer you're signing me. It's a partnership now.
Exactly.
And the stakes are higher now. Now you have to partner with me, or now we have to do a deal together where it is that when it comes to the equity and the mastering and stuff like that. But definitely that 2-year period, you have to decide to make your decision. At that time, you should have a proper infrastructure too. Then now we go to 5 years now. Coming back to what Dale was talking about. When you get to that 5-year period now, you should have a solid infrastructure. You should have a solid clientele. You should.
Yeah.
You should have and you should now be at a place where it is that you're really trying to expand now in a bigger way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Now it's being from national to international. That's it. Yeah. That's where the 5-year mark should be. There's no running around it.
Yeah. And we cap at 5 years because this is the come up process.
Yes.
This is the process from point A to point B, or some people say point A to point M. This is the come up process. This is your
Who says that?
Yeah.
I never heard that.
A to point M?
A to M. I was really going to say Q, A to Q.
So what, A to a mil? Is that what you're trying to say? A to M?
A to M, but okay.
Then you should have said point B to bro, from bro to millionaire, from B
there we
to
go.
M.
There we go, and you heard it here first. There we go. There we go.
From point B to point
But
A.
yeah, so,
I like that.
So yeah, point B to point M. We're gonna start
Yeah.
using that.
Yeah.
Yo,
All right.
if we see any of they taking that, we coming for yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put on a T.
Call it
Trademark it.
But yeah, so we just cap at that 5 year just to cover your foundational process when it comes to your brand, your business. But more than anything else, stay consistent. And one of the things I want us to touch on before we even come off of this topic is how we invest ourselves emotionally into while we building our brand, or while we expanding, while we building, while we going through this process. Because sometimes we're building and we're not getting the support that we want to get. And then now we start feeling a type of way. I'm not getting the support. My friends not supporting. My family not supporting. And now you go. I remember we touched on this in one of the episodes
We
before.
did, right?
Yeah, we
That's what I
did.
was thinking.
Yeah, we
Like,
did.
we
We
don't
did.
talk about this.
We did.
Yeah, we did. But we have to reiterate it, just for people who haven't heard it before. You get in your emotions and you know, one of those things, what are the ways that we help counteract those type of things? What would you say, Tanya?
Well, the ups and downs, and
Yeah, yeah.
some people are not gonna like your products
Yeah.
sometimes. You know what I mean? Like
Criticism.
criticism.
Yeah.
You
Some
know.
constructive, some not.
I mean, you really. I mean, it's with experience and maturing, right? Because then you have to build. Like you have to have thick skin
Right.
in the
Right,
game.
right.
You know what I mean? You have to build that mental strength,
Right.
right? And then sort of kind of separate that emotional from
Yeah.
the
From
business is really like transactional.
Yeah.
And not everybody's going to like what you're doing. Not everybody's going to agree with you. So you have to be okay with that too,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
So
I think the question I want to ask is like, should you be emotionally connected to your brand or product? Should you be?
but it's hard not to. It's your baby.
When it becomes a part of you, yeah, you would be emotionally attached to it. But
be.
I would say is that for me it's a mental thing. It's all about understanding where you're at. So like for me with my businesses and stuff like that, I try not to get too emotional about anything just because I decide to allow myself to give myself time to know that okay, I'm trying to go here, but I'm not there yet. And until I get there, I have this amount of time to get there. So I'm not going to put any pressure and any strain on myself. I'm going to continue working hard, stay consistent and everything like that. But you have to understand where you're at. They say the first 5 years in the business world is just 1 year. So that first 5 years we just cover on a timeline is really just 1 year. And you have to know how you're making your investments as well too. You just open one store, you start making 6 to 7 digits, you grossing it. You don't go and take your money and just go and say, okay, I'm gonna buy a house or buy a car. You wait a little bit, grow some more, and then you start open another shop or expand. And then you decide you could go on now and buy your house. Because most times we start to do good, we start to make our little 6, 7 digits, and the first thing we want to do, we go and buy a house. Now, I ain't saying don't go and buy a house. If you have the money to do it, you do so. But as far as when it comes to business, proper business practice, your first 5 years, you start to grow 6 digits, 7 digits, or whatever it is, you have to expand. Take that profit and expand. Open another store. So now from having one store now, you have 2 stores now. When you have 2 stores now, you have enough equity now to go in the bank and say, hey, I need a mill. And the bank, and that mill now goes to your house. No, you
because you have enough like assets
exactly,
for
now the bank
collateral,
say-
yeah.
The bank, that one store you have that doing okay, the bank could be like, it's doing okay. But if you have 2 that doing very good, the bank is like, okay, we have more equity here. Boom. We need what do you need, Miss Tanya? You need this? Okay. We're gonna give you that mill and you're good. So all these things are things to take into consideration when you're building and stuff. That period, that 1 year to 5 year period within your business.
Well, yeah, really putting yourself in a position where you don't have any obstacles at that point, right?
Give yourself time. As we said in the tip of the week, give yourself time and understand where you're at.
Yeah.
You can't now do 2 years in your business and you're getting super no, bro. Some businesses take 10 years before it becomes successful. So if I'm just at 2 years, I'm not going to necessarily be moping over things. I'm still in that period where we're still building infrastructure.
Right.
We're still building our foundation for this
Yeah.
for this business. Because like we talked about that in one episode before. We heard Ross say like it took him 10 years, to actually have a successful business. And half of that 10 years, we didn't even know what he was doing.
Right.
That was
Yeah.
in the dark, you understand?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
only the last 5 years of the business is when we start knowing about it. So sometimes you have to stay in the dark, stay in your quiet place, build your stuff, and then you're gonna get to that place where, you could launch out and expand, and then be out there for everybody to see. So that's me personally how I deal with my
You know what I think that would help with that is that because sometimes people think that they're going business because they're chasing money, right? Basically for the wrong reasons,
Correct.
right? Maybe a status is the reason or whatever. You know what I mean? Because entrepreneurship has been glamorized.
Yeah.
For the last few years,
Yeah.
You see all these ads and like, oh,
Everybody's now
are you on Amazon? You sold it this way. I found a new way. Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? So people get caught up into all these things, right? And you're doing it for the wrong reasons. So I think it's just, and I think one of the tips of the weeks, one of the episodes past is like, know who you are, your identity, right? Know who you are. And then also, I think what's really important, why are you going in business? Why are you doing your business? What is your purpose?
Right. Correct.
Right?
But that ties into being emotional with it, though, no? Because, okay, with music, like, music is my passion, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to always be emotional with it, good or bad, If I'm doing good work, I'm on a high emotional status. I want to do more work. But if things happen, music or personal, then my passion takes a hit. And then the emotional side of my business, it starts to waver like, oh man, I don't want to work, or I don't have the creative energy or the juices to do it. Like, I'm emotionally tied to my work. So realistically, I don't know if you can really avoid being emotional.
No, I don't think you this is it. You cannot avoid being emotional. But what you could do is condition your mind. When you start feeling emotional, you tell yourself, you know what? That's how, for me, I counteract it that way. When I start to feel like, I don't like, Q, take a break.
Right.
You're not there yet. Wait.
Yeah.
You understand? I know how you feel. I know how you're feeling. You know how you're feeling, but you're not there yet. Wait. You understand? You're gonna get there. For now, just continue working. And we have so much examples of successful people who have done it, who they kept their head down and they kept working.
And they failed like a million times until they finally got it. That's true.
And the world only find out about them when, boom, they strike gold or they became successful in something that they did. And then the world found out about them as like this girl, the gymnast girl.
Which one?
The one who has all the records and is winning all the medals and stuff like that. We spoke about her recently in one of the last podcasts.
Simone.
Right. I never knew about her until this year.
Really?
Yeah, I never knew about her until this year, yo. And that's based off of you guys talking about her. You understand?
Okay.
And she has been successful. So it means to say that, yo, you could be very successful in your space and in your lane, but just some people haven't heard about yours yet.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, that's true.
And so that doesn't mean that you stop going. So it's obviously you're invested in something, you could get emotional, but now you have to condition your mind now and tell yourself, you know what? Give yourself a break, buddy. You're going to get there. You have what it takes to get there. Give yourself a break. We're working on this 5-year plan. Right now we are 2. You understand? And at this point, nobody knows you. You understand? Nobody knows you. Nobody knows your product or anything like that. So just focus on just being better and being consistent on what it is you're doing and what you're putting out there.
So I guess it's like not letting your emotions intervene.
Yeah.
Or
overtrain you.
So no, stopping your tracks. Like, let's say that you're negotiating a deal or whatever. Then you start getting into your feelings, and then you like lash out or whatever, right?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So don't allow your emotion, like manage that.
Yeah.
Allow that to.
Yeah, because your emotions.
Because you could lose opportunities based on how you react. Say
Yeah, but if you're they're not giving you what you're worth, they're gonna say like, forget you, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
but what about if you're dealing with somebody that is close to you, a loved one or a friend?
Same thing.
What if it's one of us here, yo? Like where it is that we are entitled to get in our emotions sometimes or feel a type of way, but the professional side of us now has to come. The mindset, that professional mindset, has to come into play and be like, okay, as much as I'm feeling this type of way, we put that aside and let's work. Let's do what we have to do. Let's get things done. You understand?
Yeah. You know what Biggie said? Money and blood don't mix like 2 and 1.
I guess.
Business is business.
And family is family.
Family is family.
Yeah. And that's what it's
That's what it is, man.
you have to put things in perspective.
Yeah.
You have to put things and people in perspective.
I guess
and that's just what it is.
it comes down to your relationships
With the person
with a
too, you
person,
understand?
when it
Okay.
comes down to that. But it's
yeah.
funny.
To wrap this up, it's back to the tip. Allow time to be a part
Correct.
of your ingredients
Yep.
while growing and expanding your
your brand.
business. That's it.
Be
Salute to
patient. Be patient.
Time.
Be patient with
Yes, be patient, and please, if you get in an emotional rut, just back away for a bit, and just balance.
Relax
and then
yourself.
everything will come back to life. You'll get the juices back flowing once you
But
bang that time out.
Yeah, get
That's-
inspired.
Time out.
that's exactly you
like-
need a timeout.
The kids are going crazy in the house. They need a timeout.
You understand?
It's the same
You
with
need
your
a timeout.
business.
You understand? So exactly. You work,
This
bro.
is going hectic.
You're exhausted, bro. Relax.
Yo, buddy, just go in the corner and just sit
Take
down.
a time out. Go and drink some porridge or drink.
Some
Go and drink a Timmy's or some kind of thing. Or go on Xcosign website and buy a sweater for yourself or some kind of buy a
get
candle.
candle, go to bubble bath,
all that type of
create
thing.
your whole
Call
spa,
Vegas
personal
and tell
spa.
Vegas you need a beat done. You understand? Call Bravo Studios and say you need pictures, you need videos, you need. It's just a ton of things. Just call. We'll leave all the information below for you guys. Selfless plug. But anyway, bro, that just not before. Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna tell you like, yo, I really want you to kind of talk to us about marketing on social media.
Oh, wait. Before that,
But before that, okay.
All right.
let's just run down these little tips we got here.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Stuff that we didn't touch on, we're just running it down.
Okay, let's
You know
go.
what I'm saying?
Okay,
Tanya,
cool. Oh,
Yes,
all right. I was voluntold.
Right.
All right.
I like that one, voluntold.
That's a good one too.
All right.
Don't take it.
Voluntold,
Trademark.
yeah.
You know,
You heard it here
voluntold.
first, eh? Run up on here.
Well, basically, okay, so create a story around your brand, right? So make it personal, relatable. You have content, your brand itself, the story behind it, why you're using it, etc.
Definitely.
You know, so you need to build. Oh, well, I basically said that, right? So build trust and confidence in you. So if you're basically the face of the brand, then who you are in relations to the brand and in relations to your consumer, they need to be able to trust you,
Right.
have confidence in you.
Right.
Then they'll have confidence in your product as well,
Right.
right? So you can do collaborations, potential partnerships. So I know some people, do collabs with some influencers as well. They find people and then they get, promotions through them
To help your brand grow.
to
right?
help you. Yeah. Because they have the numbers and they have big platforms, right?
I
So
think one of the most effective ways, I think.
Yeah.
Collabs, the collaborations with different brands and stuff like that.
yeah,
Different
most
products,
definitely. Yeah.
Different artists,
Yeah, that too. Exactly.
You win two different markets.
Yeah. Artists, actors. If you can get like your product on a movie set as one of the, I don't know, like what did you call it again?
Product placement?
Placement. Yes. Thank you.
I mean,
Yes.
that's a big thing for artists, yo. You get one of your songs in a movie,
Well.
especially at James Bond.
Even actors, like
Yeah.
Bad Boys,
Yeah.
with the Martin Lawrence, there were
Yeah.
two big brands. Of
Yeah,
their own.
yep.
They came together and made a bigger
Correct,
bigger brand.
correct.
Yeah.
I was
Absolutely.
going to say Jumanji, but nah, that ain't go with Kevin Hart and Rock. But that's a, yeah. I was going to reference them. No, but they blow
And
the
it actually kind of did where people did watch.
They-
it.
yeah,
It wasn't
they-
Yeah, they
only
watch it,
just,
they blow the box
Kevin
office.
Hart and Rock. There was what's his name? The white the bigger Caucasian guy
Vin?
Black. His last name is Black, I think. Someone in the back help me.
Jack Black.
Jack Black.
Yeah, so he was
Jack
a
Black.
big brand too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah,
He is.
A lot of the times they do that.
Yeah.
Expendables we're just talking about.
Yeah,
Yes.
10
Expendables.
brands there.
Woo!
From MMA, 80s action,
Woo!
90s action.
Woo!
Collaboration is very important.
I remember when the first Expendables came out, yo. I was like, this is about to be crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And then I looked at it and I was like, okay, it was good. It was really good. I was expecting more. It was a good movie, but I was expecting more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like action. I like
Yeah.
beat 'em ups.
Yeah.
That are quick.
Yeah. Love action.
Big bomb.
I have your so test the market.
Right.
Pay attention to what's working, not working. So that's basically your analytics.
Yeah.
You know, you pay attention to your numbers, collect data.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah.
You know, and then we keep saying take time to build.
Time, bro. Time.
Time. Take time.
Time.
Take
Be patient.
Your time.
Take your time.
Stop rushing the thing. All right then.
And then you need to be committed, right?
Definitely.
Same.
Very important.
Committed.
Very, very
Definitely
important.
To
I feel like
it,
that's
right?
at the top of the list, yo. At least one of them at the top of the
I
list.
think it is too.
You
I think it
have
is
to be
too.
committed
Because they're gonna have people try to talk you out of it. You're
Yeah.
gonna have people try to like get you off the rail, the competition to try to knock you out.
Yeah.
So you have to be solid in your lane, you know.
Exactly.
People that's trying to buy your product for cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick up.
If you fall
Yeah.
an hour,
Come on,
Yo.
man. Come on.
That's a
come
big
on.
one.
Yeah.
That is a
Stay
big
committed
one.
to your price.
That's a
product is
big
50
one.
bucks, bro, come on.
50,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
50.
That's a big one.
That's an
You know
easy
what?
one.
On that real quick,
Yeah.
a lot of people because they're so used to Amazon, right? Prime, shipping next day.
Yeah.
Small business.
All right, let's talk about that. I
What
like
are your
this.
shipping price so high?
Yeah,
this
yeah,
and
yeah.
that.
And
blah,
why
blah,
taking
blah,
3
blah,
days and 4 days?
Why is gonna? Well, you
Bro.
know, bro, like I don't have robots in a big warehouse.
Exactly. We're a small business that are growing, yo.
You know what I mean?
It's not,
So-
our turnover time is a little bit longer than Amazon. You can't compare us to Amazon.
And it's only $10 bucks.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
15,
and
yeah.
some places 25, yo.
Yeah, it depends on where it's going,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, that's
I ship Nova
Yeah.
Scotia. I ship and charge me about $25. Yo. I was like, okay, that's half of the price of the sweater.
Yeah. But that's
But
the reality.
The customer paid it. They paid it.
Yeah, because it's a reality nowadays.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
shipping prices has gone up, and then, so.
Very important.
Yeah. And then so we talked about that, like the emotional involvement in your
Right,
business, because it's going to be ups and downs, and people are not going to like your stuff necessarily, and
Right,
etc.
right.
And then we had like a couple of like brands that we wanted to like touch on in terms of, it seems like they might not have been as dominant
as they are now.
as they are
Right,
now
right.
in the market and being around for like a very long time.
Right.
Again, with the team, take time.
Yeah. It's about a time thing.
Time, because some of them took over 100 years
Correct.
to be a big brand,
Correct.
right? So even though that you're starting something,
Right.
it may live past you,
Correct.
right?
Come on.
Before it becomes a big thing. So
Come on,
you
Sister
might
Tanya,
pass
talk
it
to them.
on. Pass it on.
Yeah.
Legacy,
Yeah.
you know?
You want to throw one of them brands out there? Like,
So,
rating?
well, we were talking about Apple earlier, right? Yeah.
They said
Take it away.
disappeared, but it wasn't really in the market for a very long time.
Break that down first.
Bring
So
it up.
basically, Apple was pretty much a business computer, and IBM had the market share at that moment. So Steve Jobs, he was working with Apple. They fired him because nothing was moving. But then they hired him back. He probably had this big idea, and it was like, yo, the iPhone.
Yeah.
That's it. I think at the thing where he was presenting, he just put the phone up or something. He didn't even say a word. Don't quote me, but he put the phone up, and it's like the iPhone, and then it just showed him. People like, and wow, just flew off the charts. After that, Apple went through the roof, and that was that. Apple
Save Apple life.
became one of the dominant electronic brands in the world.
Yeah.
Till
save
this,
them.
yeah.
It's one of the most. Like, it's either Apple or it's either Samsung / Google, right? It's really
Yeah.
Samsung.
Well, it's like
that-
Apple versus Android.
Android, yes.
Yeah.
And
It's like
any
the word.
Android thing,
Yeah.
And that's a company. What about a brand though? Like a brand, especially like Converse.
Converse, yeah, that's a big brand.
Converse.
That's been there for a long time.
100-some years, they said, right?
112. So they launched in 1908.
Yeah.
I never knew that, bro. That Converse was around
Me
that
neither.
long.
Me neither.
No.
You
Me
know,
neither.
and I
Me
think
neither.
I think they started off making shoes for the military,
Yeah.
and it was just Converse. And then in 1962, look how far apart the years are. 1962, they got involved with athletes and athletes co-signing the brand and stuff like that. I think around that time too, Chuck Taylor came into play as well too.
Okay.
So there's
Yeah.
Converse, and then there's Chuck Taylor Converse, and that's the one that we kind of familiar with.
Yeah.
The Chuck Taylor, the four ones.
Very popular,
So
yeah.
1962 is when that really started, and then I think it went dormant a bit. It went dormant again for a little while, and then I think late 80s, 90s. Athletes, it started to pick back up with the athletes again, and then the
With
hip hop
basketball,
culture,
right?
the hip hop culture start wearing them as well too, especially in the West.
Chuck Taylor's Dickie suits.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Juicy Dre, Snoop, Pac, and them, and
Yeah.
it became, and now,
They did some of the skateboarding too, like
Yeah.
programs. A lot of like skateboarders,
yeah,
too, for a while. So you know,
they were up and down.
Up
They were
and
up
down.
and down. But
Yeah.
to this day, they're a very successful brand. And then they took I think it was 2009, 8, it just shoot back up again in the market, yo. Almost, I knew a lot of people was wearing Converse that time. And from that time to now, to me, it hasn't gone away. But
It's crazy.
it's becoming like a fashion brand though,
Yeah.
like a
I-
fashion.
It is,
statement.
yeah, it's
I-
fashion, yeah. Because I went to Vancouver, my goddaughter bought a pair of Converse. I think she bought 2 Converse. Now that I think about it, so I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. And when you said like off air, you're like Converse in the West. I'm like, what is this nigga talking about? What Converse in the West? And you said Chuck Taylor's. I'm like, oh yeah. That's
Chuck
why. Yeah, I
Taylor.
remember.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Chuck
Chuck's.
Taylor is Converse. I was
Converse, like
yeah.
people dress down Converse, dress them up.
Yeah,
It's one of those
I'm
those
wearing
signature
some right
sneakers.
now, actually.
Fresh
at that.
Converse.
What you wearing though, cuz?
Me, I wear New Balance, yo. A fresh pair too. A fresh pair
Balance.
too. All the way from Germany. But I
no,
guess-
that New Balance
anyway.
cards.
But back to Converse.
yes,
yo.
yes.
And they have been consistent for that period of time. So
But it's been ups and downs as well.
exactly. So that's
Because in 2001 they filed bankruptcy,
right.
and then 2003 they were acquired by Nike.
Nike bought them over.
So
Up
you
and
know,
down.
so there's ups and downs, and then there's deals that you can make to save your business and
Exactly.
expand
I think they
even
sold
further from there, right?
they sold to Nike for $305 million, which I find was low still, but I don't know. But
305 million
Yeah.
for 100 years of work.
yeah, I think I thought it would have grossed
Yeah,
at
that's
least
kind
half
of
a bill.
grungy still.
Yeah, half a bill.
Yeah.
And they were doing, and in 2003, you know, actually, that's probably the time it really took back off.
Yeah.
When Nike probably
Yeah.
bought it, so it probably makes sense. They probably was ready.
Got revamp the marketing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
obviously Nike has the marketing team.
Yeah,
you know.
So
Yeah,
definitely
true.
said all that to say that at the end of the day,
And I think like other brand like Reeboks right now is actually kind of
Reeboks
like
is
there's
doing pretty well.
there's negotiation for it to be bought.
But yeah.
From who? Who's buying it?
Well, Master P was talking about
Master P.
yeah. And
Yo,
with
that
partners.
guy's everywhere. Bro.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was just laughing at him like, master.
Master
No,
P.
but he has everything. The man
Nah.
wants TV shows, all sorts.
That's what it
man.
is.
Oh, he's a business.
That's
Yeah,
black
yeah.
excellence,
Thick and
bro.
thin.
Yeah.
Legacy.
Master
And
P.
talking about and some other
Crazy.
basketball players partnerships and stuff like that, trying to buy and negotiate deals or whatever. I don't know what happened with it, but yeah. So
Wow.
It's more than him.
You
It's,
know?
a lot of people that come together to buy something like that.
yeah.
But he's doing pretty good, man, and I rate Master P on levels because he's showing like the black community, the black man that you could own more than just a house or property, which is good at the same time too. Like Master P them own cornflakes, bro. We got Kanye has
Other
sneakers.
chips, yeah.
this one has-
Shout out
some
the
people has
boy,
clothes.
Master P's,
P and them
bro.
have chips. They have
Yes.
cereal.
He has
they
ice
have
cream now.
Ice cream.
Yeah.
Shout out Percy Miller. I gotta
bro.
give him his name. You gotta give him his govy. Shout out Percy Miller.
boy.
Now he's no Master P no more. He's Percy Miller.
Miller.
The enterprise man.
No, he's
man.
serious. Yeah.
Ice cream man, bro.
He's the
Yeah,
real ice
yeah,
cream.
yeah,
Yo, that's
yeah.
crazy.
And shout out to
yeah.
Lil Romeo too, because just walking in his father's footsteps and being part of the business and the
Definitely.
whole,
Teach one, teach
Most
one.
definitely.
bruh.
That's what
Most
I'm
definitely. I
saying.
remember when he first came out with his shoe, he went on the Breakfast Club and Charlemagne
Charlemagne again.
dissed his shoe. He's like, no,
Really,
bro.
yeah?
Yeah. And he's like, okay, well, Charlemagne, I'll be back, or
Yeah,
whatever. So a couple of years later, he came back with like 3 or 4 pairs.
It's-
He's
it's-
like, look at this.
It's
You like
fresh.
this? He's like, one of them. He's like, oh, that's kind of fresh. Whatever. He's like, oh, we get better with time. Keyword, time.
Yeah, exactly.
Ding, ding, ding.
Time.
You know?
Every time we say time, you should hear a ping.
I know, right?
Message.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nah, that's hard though. What about
just
some artists?
as we say time though, you watch we time and superstar jump over some of these you see what, let me touch on at least one or two actors. We ain't go too deep in it. Yeah.
No, we won't go deep.
Too deep, yeah. Because we still have that topic that I want us to really elaborate on. You understand? Which
Yeah,
is marketing your brand, your product, your music on
Yeah,
social.
we're gonna
So, yeah.
get there. You have to creep before you walk.
All right, you gotta take your
Time.
time. All right.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, a couple artists we think like we would say was on top of the world and fell off and came back again. I think my thing would be Nas. So Nas was rated as King of New York, and then after Stillmatic, he dropped a couple bombs. Like me personally, as a fan of him from the beginning, like I think his middle albums were mid, fam. They're just
Yeah, there wasn't too
no.
That would have
But
been
then
like
he dropped
hip hop was dead and
the
NASA,
last two.
yeah.
What was the last two?
He had
Disease and-
the
King's
two King's
Disease.
Disease.
King's
Yes,
Disease,
yes.
yeah?
Oh, my.
Yeah, that's hard.
My
That's
Beautiful
nice.
Life is a big album
Yes.
too. Have to salute Nas for that one.
Yeah, that one album in like 10
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
But
that was okay.
King's Disease, man, he actually won a Grammy.
Yeah, his first
God, God bless him and Hit Boy.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean,
found
hey,
this producer. Stuff.
yeah, he
Yeah.
found his niche, man.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and salute to Nas, man, for
Consistency.
sticking to his passion of music and just keep on going until he got that Grammy. He needed it. He should have got it. He should have got it a long time ago. But
But
he
he's
got
also a serious businessman too.
it. Oh
right?
yeah. He's doing heavy
He's a
investing.
heavy
Next
investing.
thing right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
right
When he
back
say
to
he's
me.
a Coinbase Scarface, it's not for
Yeah,
nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's up.
He's behind you right now as far as
Yeah.
businesses and
Yeah,
infrastructure
yeah.
around businesses. He's doing pretty
Collecting
well.
bees, huh?
Yeah.
Billions.
I mean,
What about you? What about you? Pick somebody.
Keanu Reeves, yo.
Hmm.
Keanu Reeves. Well, I never knew Keanu Reeves until Matrix.
Really?
Yeah, I never.
That was your first movie?
No, I've seen him in other movies, but he
Yeah.
was just another actor to me. He was.
So
he was,
Point Break.
He was not Sylvester Stallone to me at that
Bill
time.
and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Or Nicolas Cage at that time. Nah. And then I see Matrix, I was like, okay, this guy, he's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Matrix 1, 2, and 3 did a good job. Then he disappeared.
Yeah, all of his movies after that were kind of.
He disappeared. Oh, he did Equilibrium was a big movie that he starred.
He never did Equilibrium, bro. That was Christian Bale or something.
Equilibrium with
Did you watch that? Who was it?
who was the star?
Who was the star? Christian Bale.
I
And if
feel
it's
it was
not him, it's
Equilibrium,
it's Christian Bale, bro.
think so, yeah.
It's not Keanu.
And this black guy was acting in it too.
Yeah, I know.
It's Tay Giggs, right?
It's not Tay Diggs. Wait,
did I talk
yes,
about
I
a
think Tay Diggs was in that
Yeah,
one.
Tay Giggs wasn't that. So I thought it was
Bravo. What we got? Who's the star?
We got Christian Bale.
Ah!
Oh, ding, 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 ding,
I
ding,
know
ding.
my movies, even though I don't watch movies no more.
He knew
I know my movies.
He knew he
man.
movies and cartoons.
Oh yeah, I know every damn thing, man. Cartoons, movies, TV series, porn, whatever.
Oh,
All right, so
TMI, take it down. Anyway, all right. But
Come on,
so
baby.
but for Keanu, to me, after Matrix, he disappeared for a while, and then he came back with
John Wick.
John Wick.
Yeah. Oh, John Wick's.
John Wick is so hard.
John Wick
Yo,
He had number 3 right now, right?
It's yeah, there's three
Yeah,
of them.
three.
Yeah.
Three.
All 3 is sick, bro.
Yeah.
Start to
Yes.
finish, yo. Sick,
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
So I
sick.
love the
Yeah.
action in that film.
So,
Yeah.
And
such-
guess what? Matrix Resurrections. Keanu Reeves again.
Okay.
Matrix 4.
Oh, Matrix 4 is coming.
Yeah.
Sometimes when they do a part 4 after years, it's gonna be kind of corny, eh?
He might play I don't know. I'm thinking he might be Lawrence Fishburne's role.
Maybe.
In the
yeah,
new movie.
yeah,
Oh,
and the new
okay,
boy.
that makes sense.
Because
Yeah.
he would be like that type of person now, right?
Yeah. So that makes sense. Oh, that's interesting.
So
Yeah.
he's
That's-
back.
that's in
Jada's
twist.
back in that movie. And maybe I think 2 other the girl Trinity's back. The
Okay,
actor
okay.
that played her.
yeah.
No,
And then
Jada
they have-
probably cut you here.
And then after he a couple more.
Jada shift she had ball in her. That probably for the Matrix movie. You never know.
You know they
Oh,
got
maybe,
wigs, right?
Yeah?
You know they got wigs and stuff, right?
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
but I just
yeah,
say that she
yeah.
shaved she hit now. I never know it was her role.
Oh.
She cut her hair bald. She shaved it.
Oh.
She did, yeah.
Jada
I didn't
shaved
see
it.
the third one still.
Just like
I got
Will
turned off
Smith.
for the second one, and the third one was just weird.
Yeah, but
Yeah, so-
anyway.
What about you, Tan?
Cool. I had the Robert Downey
Ooh,
Jr.
Robert
Okay.
Downey.
Yeah, at some
Not
point he
popular.
had like
So
a,
what was his? Okay, what was his top movies back in the day. What was the top movie he dropped back in the day?
Enlighten me.
Oh Lord.
Do I have to go Google this guy?
Yeah, you probably, because I'm gonna have to Google him right now. Cause
I remember Robert Downey Jr. in The Fugitive.
That's mad old, bro.
I know, but he was like a young FBI agent,
So
I think.
okay, so what is he? Where is he now though? What movies are he starred in recently that we could say that
Iron Man,
Iron Man was his comeback.
And the game?
Avengers. So like Iron Man 1, 2.
Sherlock
Sherlock
Holmes. Yeah.
But that was a bomb though. That wasn't. That was a flop though. Isn't
Sherlock
it?
Holmes?
I think so.
No, I think that
There was only
good
one,
still,
right?
bro.
How much Sherlock Holmes were
No,
there, Bravo?
One.
7.6 out of 10.
That's pretty good.
But about the box office numbers? That's gonna tell you the real deal. How much was the budget and how much did they make after the fact?
Box office 524 million.
That's good, bro.
Box
Oh,
office
good.
was how much?
524
bro.
million.
And how much did they make? What was the movie's budget?
Well, they had like 3 movies, I think, too. They have a sequel coming.
They made more than that, bro. They probably spent for that movie. They probably spent a good 100 mil or something like that.
With all those effects?
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably.
That's old school. Remember, it's old school, right? So they're using like tons of modern stuff. But anyway.
Okay, yeah.
So he was
Sherlock
definitely
Holmes.
definitely big come up.
But
big
then
comeback.
after that, like I'm sure Sherlock Holmes and Iron Man, there was a gap, at least 3 years, 3 to 5 years. And as a movie star, you should be dropping at least once every year as a main as a main actor. So even then, he wasn't really a main actor.
Yeah. But 2 years is not a flop. 2 years does not disappear. Even 3 years, I don't think is. You're just waiting for the right role, yo. When you
Right
get to a
role,
certain place, like Denzel and them, they pick the roles, bro. You can't bring any movie to Denzel and them type of guys.
Actually, every year he's got something since 2005. He's had something every year.
Really?
Really?
What was
Well,
2005? Sherlock?
That's how we know we take a dip.
What? What's it called?
Bang Bang.
I don't even know
That's
that
how-
movie. That's a flop.
exactly. That's how we know he disappeared.
Yeah.
So he had some movies that we just didn't know about,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. So
Sherlock Holmes
when
for
did
sure.
Iron Man come out? What year was that?
2008.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
I'm telling you. That was the. Because remember, when he got that Marvel contract. Boom,
Exactly.
boom,
So
boom,
yeah,
boom.
so 2008 to 2021, bro.
Yeah,
that's
he,
all
there's
Marvel
nothing
right
he
there.
can do. Yeah,
That's
like
all
you
Marvel.
locked in.
That's all Marvel.
That's a lot
Yeah.
of years.
That's like
Yeah.
Vin Diesel and them with
With
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious, yeah.
Yeah.
Locked
Vin Diesel
in.
did
And
probably one movie I think I see that guy did since that Fast and Furious started. One or two movies.
Which one? The one where he's the
Bloodspot.
witch?
No, that one. That one too. And the Bloodspot when he do the other was super corny. But,
Bloodsport?
Yeah, Bloodspot or something like that.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I think about 2 years ago it dropped.
Yeah, he makes garbage movies too, besides Fast and Furious. Like that, he was like, I don't know, handpicked for that role.
Anyway, yeah, but
But I
Yeah.
think that's about it. for
yeah.
that,
about it.
huh?
Yeah.
So it just goes to show that even though you might have something.
ups and downs,
Downs,
really.
yeah.
Yeah. You
But
could always come back. You
Stay
just keep at
consistent.
it.
Yeah,
Stay
push
consistent.
through,
Stay
push through.
consistent.
Yeah, stick to your craft, you know?
No. Let me get out to this social media marketing deal.
He's extra, right?
Yeah, extra about this because I know a lot of people want to know about this, yo. Because
Yes.
especially if you have a small business, you're an artist, you know, coming up and everything like that. How do we market ourselves effectively on social media? What platforms do we market ourselves on? We talk a little bit about algorithm and stuff like that as well too. You understand? What do we do? How do we spend our money? What type of money we put in ads? What ads make sense from what doesn't make sense? What is a flop from what is not a flop? You know, how do we market ourselves on social media?
Okay, well,
Let's jump into it.
the first major platform, realistically, is YouTube. YouTube has probably the most subscribers in the planet. Like everybody's
Yeah.
on YouTube,
Definitely.
you know.
Yeah.
So if you're a business, any kind of brand, music, you sell clothes, you sell products, equipment, electronics, YouTube is the way to go. Because think of it like this: with YouTube now, you can make tutorials on your product.
Correct.
You can make how-tos with your product.
Correct.
You can teach about your product. A lot of avenues to do teaching and selling, like lesson plans and all sorts of stuff. You do it through YouTube. Everybody has YouTube. Every phone has YouTube. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
After that, I would say would be Instagram. Instagram is a platform where you can show your product, you can show your music, You know what I'm saying? You show nice pictures. People like to see nice pictures. They like to see
on.
nice things.
Track
They
it,
like,
yeah.
they comment, you know what I'm saying? And they share it. They have stories. You can put a 15-second story, and you got reels now. Reels is like a 15 or 30 or 60-second reel about the product. It's more of like a fast-paced product review or song, or even just talking to the people, your friends, you know what I'm saying, the people that follow you. So Instagram, something similar to that, which would be the first of that type, would be TikTok.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And TikTok
Super
is
big.
super huge, especially in the music market.
Yeah.
People love TikTok. They like the dances they see. They like the
So yeah.
Bro, my
Yeah.
girl
As
watches that, and I'm like, "What are you doing,
As
bro?
one
This is so ew. Like, why are you moving your hands and your fingers and?" But that song's hard though.
Yeah.
That song is hard.
So I was wondering how Mariah ain't do one of those challenges yet. One of those.
You know what's crazy though? If she wants to build back her brand, she can do a couple of those things. She can do a couple of the little dance moves. There's the people to watch her. She'll.
I'm not even talking about Mariah Carey, yo. I'm talking about We Mariah.
Oh.
I'm talking about We Mariah. How come you haven't done one of those yet, yo, Mariah?
Dancing.
I was in La La Land. What did you guys say?
We'll get back to you.
Why?
No, we
Okay.
were saying like, you know,
Why haven't done a challenge?
The
yet?
challenge,
one of
the
the
dance
challenges in them on TikTok,
TikTok.
like the.
I have.
Oh yeah,
the
which
doing-
one?
You never shared that.
I have on TikTok, yes, not on Instagram.
Okay.
Well, I follow you on Insta. I don't follow you on TikTok.
Okay,
I don't go
okay.
on TikTok
I
like
go
that.
on- I actually I just reached 712 followers today. So
Whoa, yo.
I did that overnight.
Wow.
Nice.
100 overnight.
From one video.
Oh really?
People,
Oh.
for those
There
people
you
out
go.
there,
Yes.
for indie or someone to come up, that's
Yeah.
major.
Oh yeah.
That's super
Yeah,
major.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
applaud that, you know.
Yeah.
That's 700 is a good
Yes.
look. That's a good look.
Woo!
So we have YouTube,
Yes.
Yes.
we have Instagram, we have TikTok.
Yes.
Snapchat too. Let me just throw in Snapchat real quick.
Yeah, because they
Snapchat.
have the new subscribing channels to each platform now.
I didn't even
Okay.
know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
each username you can subscribe as a business or a creator or as a personal. And now they have the option where
Pause.
you can
Come on the mic. Come. You there in the back. Now it's your time to shine, cuz.
Bring in.
All right.
I'll
yes.
come over to you since
you
you got
go.
since you got the mic. So recently on Snapchat, they came out with this new thing where you can make like you as a creator, a business, or a personal. It's not really something that you can choose, just something that happens when people start subscribing to you because you have a
Okay.
huge following on Snapchat.
Right.
For me, when I say I have about 500 people on Snapchat, I literally mean that.
Right.
So people start subscribing to me and following my stories.
Right.
So now you have your original story or you have the spotlight.
Okay.
If you post on the spotlight, which I did with you guys for the for this
Right,
podcast,
right.
it reached 300 views just on Snapchat. Those are real people seeing it
Right.
from around your local area.
That's sick,
Right?
yo. Okay,
So
that's sick.
they like for instance, I'll scroll to that one just to show you guys.
But that's sick, yo.
Right there, 300 and what?
368 views, yo.
That's how many views your podcast got just from me posting that little 5-second snip.
That's sick, yo.
So people are gonna Google you or whatever on Instagram
If
and
they
find
seem
you guys.
interested,
It's in the
right?
algorithm. It's already there.
That's what's up. That's
And
what's up.
it's connecting through all of the apps. I could post a random video from Instagram onto that spotlight and it will have my @ in the corner, like
Right.
TikTok or something.
Right.
And then people can find you on there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
so
yeah,
much
yeah.
simpler now with
Yeah.
Snapchat. Before you never could do that. You could only see what other people were doing when they
Right.
posted on their story.
Right.
So now there's a
right.
spotlight.
So-
And so now people can go to that and they can subscribe to me. So I have my own public profile.
Right.
So now people can subscribe to me and I
Right.
can post certain videos that they can see.
Without
That's sick.
having to subscribe
Without
to your
having to
personal.
subscribe, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
sick, though.
yeah,
That's sick.
yeah. That's hard.
That's sick.
Okay.
That's some
hard.
2021 thing right there, yo.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the new update.
Yeah.
That's innovative. Give it up to Snapchat.
Give it up.
Give it up.
And Mariah too. Give up to Mariah, yo.
Hey,
Mariah, share your handle quick with them people on them real quick.
My Instagram handle and everything else handle is the same thing. It's MARXMCK. MarXMick.
That's what's up. And you guys are gonna see us later on. You're gonna see her. We're gonna bring her in, and you guys are gonna, cause she's an artist as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
And a
just sit
model
in the
as well.
background on my
Yeah,
desk.
yeah. So we're gonna bring, we're gonna bring her in, and you guys are gonna get to know her some more too.
That's it.
Thanks, Mariah.
That's what's up.
All right.
Learn
so-
something new today.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Look at that. You always learn something when you watch this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Generation Z.
And to the people who are not tech savvy or who's not into Instagram and all these things, if you could get someone for your brand, for your business or whatever, your product, to do that stuff for you, that would be pretty good. You know,
Yeah.
you could
Yeah,
hire,
yeah,
you could
yeah,
even
yeah,
hire,
yeah.
you could even hire intern under your business and get them to come and do some work, some marketing work for you and stuff like that. All that's an option as well too. Because I know that everybody's gonna take time out of their day to go and spend on social media, which you should do if you have a brand that you're trying to grow. Even if it's a half an hour, it's an hour. Take some time and put some time into that because it's going to help expand your business, yo.
We'll talk about that a little bit later. We still got one more platform, which is Facebook. Now, people might think this is a dinosaur platform, but Facebook and Instagram, they're pretty much tied together.
Yeah,
For you
yeah.
to even
Yeah.
be a business on Instagram, because there's personal brand, there's business brand, you have to tie in a Facebook business suite, and they have that to set it up where you get your page on Facebook and you tie it in, and that's how you get into the ads part. But I'll get into that later. But yeah, Facebook is another brand because you can still even if you have your Facebook, even for your personal, if your fans or family or whatever, you can still promote your content to them. You know what I'm saying? That's still
Yeah.
a space
Yeah.
to share your work. You know what I'm saying? To your friends, to your family. Tell them to support you. Tell them to share, all that stuff. So Facebook is another major brand. And I don't think there's anything else,
No,
really.
I think that's it though. What are some of the keys, Tanya, that we could do to help push our brand, our product, our music on social media? Some of the key things that could be definitely effective.
In terms of your content, putting out your content.
What are some of the things that we could do when it
Well,
comes to our content to help market and help put our brands out there?
Well, I mean, you have to be interactive, right? So, like the content being kind of interactive. Like, for example, people do giveaways
Right.
or contests,
Right.
so to speak,
Yeah.
right? So you get people to, it's kind of like call to respond, call to action.
Yep.
It makes a kind of like people are involved into your brand. So
Right.
even sometimes some simple things as like those, I see those kind of. I call them mini surveys or whatever,
Yeah.
but there'll be like a question, what should I come up with next, this or that?
Right.
And then you get people to respond,
Right.
Yep.
and
Yeah.
then,
all
what do you want to see next from my, from my page,
Yeah.
etc., whatnot. There's like behind the scenes stuff that you could do while you're making the product, while you're shipping your product, like whole bunch of stuff, videos.
Right.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff that you can do that is pretty simple.
Share
Videos,
reels.
share
Reels.
share reels.
That worked for me. Like, I've been sharing reels now
Yeah.
for the past couple weeks, and the amount of people that, like, it's hit and miss sometimes. Sometimes you'll see 200, 300, but then again you'll see 1,000, up to 2,000. I'm like, who's watching this crap? Like, I'm doing some wild stuff with my shirt off and all sorts of stuff. You know what I'm saying? After I made a beat or something.
Definitely.
And like, people are
Been
just
seeing them.
watching and laughing and
Yes.
stuff.
Because it's funny and people like those type of things.
Yeah, I never
Yeah.
realized how effective
Yeah.
that can be for my brand, and people actually like asking me to make them beats and stuff.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it's
That's
been
pretty good.
it's been working out.
People
you know what I'm
people
saying?
want, and that's the next thing for your brand, People want to feel connected to you.
Yes.
They want
Yeah,
to feel like they know you a bit
Yes.
or a lot. In some cases, you understand.
Oh, yeah.
They want to
Yeah.
feel, and that's how they get involved in your brand and involved with who you are.
They want to be feel part of that lifestyle with your brand, right?
Exactly. Make sure, and I think we mentioned that before. Make sure that you attach a story to your product, to your brand, to your music. You understand that something that people could be able to relate to. You understand? That's one of the things that you could do for your brand to help expand your brand.
Right.
Another thing too is setting goals when you post. Setting goals for your posts. So like, let's say you put up a picture of these beautiful candles here. You tell yourself, you know what? From this post, I want to at least get 100 likes, right? And you put it out. If it does the 100, you get your goal is accomplished. If it does below that, okay, probably next time around. Same thing with your videos too. You set goals as far as numbers.
Yeah.
And then now you put it out again, and it mightn't do as good as the first time. So now you have some kind of form a form that where you could assess now what people paying attention to from what they're not paying attention to. Sometimes that's like in your case, take off your shirt and do not gonna 2,000 people view it. Then you put
But that was funny though.
yeah, you know, put back on your shirt, and start talking about something else, and you see 500 people. So you realize, like, wait now, 2,000 people like this, 500 people like this. So something about this that is
That
attracting people.
yeah,
So you use that as like a gauge to tell yourself, okay, this is bringing more traction to my page and stuff like that. So set some goals.
And that could be like the start of your own brand, like
Correct.
Like
Yeah.
it could be a start.
Yeah.
And with the posting, like with the posting now, like I think posting regularly is important, like every day.
Yeah.
Because if you post a picture every day, you know what I'm saying, one of those pictures might hit the explore page or
Correct.
on someone's page or multiple people's page, and
Right.
then you'll see the likes go up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
then you'll see third people following you because they like the content that's being put out.
Definitely.
And then we were talking about the hashtags earlier
Yes, we
as
were.
well.
Yes.
Yeah. To get I guess viewership that you were saying, depending
So
on different levels
there's
of
different
the
levels of hashtags. Like there's the high level, in the millions, and there's the mid level in the thousands, and there's the low level in the hundreds. You wanna, if you're using hashtags, you wanna make sure you use each one of them, because you do the high level, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be 1 in a million. You do the low level, it's 1 in 100. You do the mid levels, 1 in 1,000. So it's like you gotta do the numbers, but making sure they're all tagged. You know what I'm saying? Because it's different tags. So what I mean by that, it's like a generic tag would be if you put out a new song and it's R&B, you just put hashtag R&B. There's gonna be a million R&B hashtags. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a
If
lot
you
of
put,
competition
like-
for views, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
put like hashtag R&B Toronto, now your hashtag is gonna be in that range of Toronto.
Right.
It could be in the thousands. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then you put like new R&B song, that might not be a hashtag. It might
Nah.
be under 100, but at least you know that there's still people kind of looking out for that hashtag.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that makes sense.
You might be seen in that lower tier, mid tier.
Right.
Whereas if you're in the high tier, it's like, you might be seen.
Yeah.
But it's quite possible.
Yeah.
Right?
Post your stuff, man. Post your stuff.
But
Yeah.
post,
When your
Yeah.
product, your brand, it's nothing personal. Your personal page, you could post as to your
At your leisure.
to your leisure, to however you like. But when it comes to your brand, there's nothing to lose. Post stuff.
And attractive stuff.
Yeah, and
Attractive.
again,
Something
attractive
that's
stuff.
eye appealing.
Yep, because
Yeah,
presentation
definitely.
is super big.
Yeah, you wanna
it's-
you buy clothes because they look nice to you.
Exactly.
Right?
And it's-
So people like pictures because it looks nice to them. It's
Correct.
the same logic.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Most attractive, and it's funny that people just like nice things. Sometimes people just like it to fool them too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they-
true.
They like what? It's crazy how social media works, yo. But
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
That's the era that we're living in, yo.
Get 5 to 10 people to share your stuff,
This is great. This is
right?
great.
Build
this
your
is
little
great. This is what
virtual street team.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
I like this.
Because imagine this, like if I made a beat
Right.
and there's 4 people in this room right now, I could just
5.
tell each
Oh yeah,
person
for you. Including you 5. Yeah, go ahead.
to share my stuff. Share
Right.
my post, Mars. Share my post, Bravo.
Yeah.
Tanya, share my post. That's 5. That's 4 people right there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Bravo, didn't think
about it.
about
Think about
it.
it.
Think
All
about
right,
it.
You get back to you, Dan.
Don't ask me to share your
We go
post.
get back to you, G.
It's beef. Don't ask me to share your
Yeah.
post.
Nah, but definitely that works, yo. You get
Yeah.
get at least 10 people, 10 friends that you know that here we're going on. You drop something
Yeah.
and ask them to share it in their stories.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. It's
Yeah.
like this, share the stories and put the person handle. And that's it, yo. You get that? That's all whoever views their stories and stuff is gonna look at it and
Might be
show that to
curious,
me.
click on it, and come to your
Exactly.
page, etc., and that can turn into a sale eventually. And
exactly that.
you know.
That's one of my things that I really like. I think that it definitely works. Quite it reaches more people, and something is a little bit old school that we used to do back in the day, but I think that it's still effective today. Get your email list in you.
Yeah,
oh, it's
yeah,
absolutely, yeah, definitely.
I think that's something that we had to start back doing.
I do it.
Oh,
with,
definitely.
So when I sell my beats on BeatStars, there's actually an option. Like if I was to give it a free beat, the way how the person on the other end would get my beat is if they give me an email.
Right.
So that's
Yes.
one way how I collect emails. Because
Nice.
if I know that you like my beat, then I know that you'd be probably a future customer. And, you know what I'm saying? So that's how they would get my beat. They have to give me their email.
Yeah.
So that's one way of building it. You can use programs like MailChimp, which I use, and there's some other stuff out there. I don't even know the names. But building an email list for sure. A contact
Definitely.
list.
Yeah,
Everybody needs one,
bro. For music,
100%.
For anything, any product,
I'm saying
everything.
for anything, because I mean, sometimes some people might click, they might see it and doesn't open it, right? Sometimes they, like for music in particular, you put like a Spotify link in the email. They click that. If they watch for 7 seconds, that's a stream. You understand? So that's money in your pocket.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it's important, even for artists, get back into that mailing listing. If it is that you're indie and you're doing your own promotions and stuff, get back into that email listing and stuff like that.
One thing I want to touch on before we move on is collaborating. I know we talked about collaborating earlier, but I'm talking about in a sense of reaching out to other influencers too. Like they have like these channels on Instagram where they share music in the city. So if you're in like or if you're a female artist, there's gonna be a channel just for females. You know what I'm saying? Hit them up and ask them how much is it for you to be on the page, because sometimes these pages have like 25K, 30K, and the interaction is high. You know what I'm saying? Because people are there to look for new talent.
Right.
So hit up these pages, R&B Canada, Six Buzz even. You know, these guys,
Toronto Rap, Canada
Toronto
Rap.
rappers, you know, like if you're a rapper, and like just hit them up, bro. Even influencers, if you watch stuff on YouTube and you see like a guy that's reviewing brands and you have a product, you know, just hit them up like, hey, I got this shirt, you know, could you like do some promo on your next video or whatever, you know, or you know what I'm saying, or review my product, I'll give you like $100, you know what I'm saying? They'll do it.
They'll do
That's
it.
money.
Yeah.
That's cash money in the
There's a lot of those. Yeah.
saying? So there's so many ways that you can approach these people to promote your stuff in terms of collaboration and influencing, like paying for influencers, and there's also the promo tools like the like Instagram ads, Facebook ads,
Right.
Google ads, YouTube ads, like those things.
And those
things are pretty effective. And they're not expensive, because if you have like $100 you want to use for your campaign, you just you know, you put it on your card, you set your max budget, you set your daily budget, and you could be $1 a day. You know what I'm saying? They'll put your whatever it is wherever you want it to go.
It works.
You know what I'm saying? With YouTube,
especially if you have a good product. Go ahead.
yeah, with YouTube it's crazy, because with music now, like they'll actually, you can actually place your song where you want them to place it. So if you're a pop artist like mine, you know, she can just put up Ariana Grande and have her song just play on all of Ariana Grande's song before it starts. You know what I'm saying? So fans of Ariana Grande, if they like Mar's song at the beginning, they'll be like, oh, I like this girl.
Yeah.
I want to watch her
So like
video.
that playlist mix, right? I've seen that. Yeah.
Exactly. And
Suggested artists.
suggested artists, or just like right before the video, you know what I'm saying? You'll see Mars video, 5 seconds, and that's a view.
That's sick.
You know what I'm saying?
That's sick.
And you can do that with anything. You can do like just the random placements, or you can target your placements to wherever you want it to show.
That's sick. I'm now learning that though. That's sick though. That's pretty sick.
Okay.
But
That's a new
I've
thing.
seen it, but I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I've seen it too, but I never knew.
Yeah,
I thought those guys was paying for those things, yo.
No, you
those
can.
little steps.
No. So like, if I made like a West Side Gun beat, you know what I'm saying? I want people of listeners of West Side Gun to go listen to that beat. I'm gonna put it to the West Side Gun fans.
So you'll get more listeners
And
that
that's
way.
a
Yeah.
YouTube thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. I never seen it on Facebook, like advanced targeting. I never seen it on Facebook yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's a thing, bro. And Instagram as well. And Instagram, Facebook, they work together. Once you do your marketing for Facebook, it automatically is in the Instagram system. So you just create the campaigns and the different commercials, and you set up your budgets and yada yada yada. So
That's
Interesting.
A lot to unpack to. It's a lot.
Interesting.
no, it's a
Lots,
whole lot. I would
lots.
have to create like a separate. Hey, so you want to get a business?
The come up tutorial.
But there's so much ways of marketing, yo.
Yeah,
And it doesn't take a lot of money, yo. As VAGEZ was saying just now, like, you know, with Instagram and Facebook, you could start with $10.
Yeah.
You know, you could look
$10
at like
a
like
week.
at $2 a day and for
Yeah.
5 days,
Yeah, yeah,
and see
yeah.
and see
Okay.
how gauge your audience, see how people responding, and if you feel like you're getting a good response, you invest more money into it.
Yeah.
I've done it and it has worked for me. You understand? So you just have to have a good product, and you just gauge your audience and see how they are responding to your stuff. So
That's it.
Okay.
I feel like we get them plenty today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like
Yeah,
we
yeah,
get them a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
today.
Quite a bit of information
Oh,
today.
oh, they
Yes.
got a lot today.
We've been gone for how long?
Yeah,
So I mean, this one had to be impactful,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Only way.
This we come back after a few weeks.
Uh.
So, but guys, just before we leave,
Yeah.
we want to touch on this thing real quick, yo. It kind of
Okay, first
touchy.
of all, are you vaccinated?
No, you can't
No,
do
no,
that.
you can't do that
You
on
can't do that.
people.
You can't do that on set.
Out
yo.
people.
You can't do that on set. What going on with you, boy?
Listen.
What to this man, boy?
Listen. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
No. But yeah,
You set it off. You set
guys,
it off.
how you guys feel about not even being vaccinated, yo? How you guys feel about the vaccine passport? I want to hear you guys' opinion on this the vaccine passport that they're rolling out right now.
It's not a passport per se, but it's more of like a
A vaccine.
What do they call it?
pass. Like, it's
Certificate?
like a health card.
But that,
Okay.
I was saying what they're
Oh.
saying,
Or a
but yeah.
certificate.
Yeah, or
or
whatever.
a
I mean,
pass. There's gonna
basically, if you
be-
ain't get it, not getting
You,
it.
you can't go to the
situation.
gyms.
Yeah, there's
Can't
gonna
go to
be
restaurants.
two versions of it. There's a paper version,
Okay.
and then there's a app version.
Okay.
So like the app version has a barcode, you know what I'm saying? I guess they can scan it or whatever. And then the paper version is just like your health, like your birth certificate. Like, hey, yeah, this is my card. This
Okay.
is my thing, you know?
Okay.
It's not necessarily a passport yet, but I heard they are implementing passports in traveling soon. So with the vaccine passport now, on September 22nd, that's when the date starts.
Right.
Yeah.
Without that vaccine passport thing, you can't get into bars. You can't get into restaurants,
Right.
gyms,
Gyms.
movies, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any kind of adult things you guys gonna be up to, like strippers,
So it's like sporting
swingers
events,
clubs, strip
concerts.
clubs,
Yeah.
sporting events, festivals,
Those-
concerts. Can't do none of them things there,
But you know what though? I feel like for the last 2 years, yo, people get so accustomed being in the house. So certain things that used to really draw us out, it not bothering you as much as before. I feel that type of way. I'm not saying that for everything, but like, bro, it's been like a year and something since we went to see a basketball game.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
so much platforms when it comes to watching movies, whether it be websites, whether it be Netflix, all these different things.
Fam,
Ordering food now.
fam,
Go ahead.
you can't go to the casino.
Hell, I don't gamble, so I don't know about going to the casino. I don't gamble.
I gamble.
I don't gamble,
I need
so-
my slots.
I don't gamble. I
I
don't gamble. So
need my slots.
I know what casino. Casino could stay right there.
I need that in my life. I need 21. I don't play. I need roulette.
Yeah, roulette. Roulette is a serious game. Roulette is a serious game.
I
From
need
just
poker.
watching.
I need Texas Hold'em. I need it, and I need my
Nah,
slots.
bro,
man.
bro. I don't know, bro. I feel like. What do you guys think though? What's you guys take on it, yo? Leave some comments in the bottom and tell us what you guys think about it though. But I feel like those like the movies and stuff like that. That's for me personally, it's not gonna really affect me.
I think it's bullshit. Just
Yeah,
like
and-
Mar said.
yeah.
Mar was in the back like.
And
"It's
gym,
bullshit."
the gym. Right now, like I think like out of 100, I think about 40% of people probably already have home gyms by now.
Nah,
Yeah, you
my,
had
my
to.
boy
Yeah.
said.
I got a treadmill because
Exactly.
where was I gonna go? Yeah.
Yeah, my boy said like he gained like a lot. Like he was like 210. He gained like maybe 290 during the pandemic.
Wow, that's heavy, bro.
And Marcus, yeah, he gained a lot because he had nothing. He had nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? His house can't be equipped with no workout shit.
Yeah, so
okay.
a lot less
he's
active.
dependent on the
Yeah,
gym.
yeah,
Every
yeah,
morning
yeah. I
he'll
feel
go
that.
and do his thing.
I feel that.
Yeah.
But he's back on it now, you know.
feel
But
that.
hey, man.
I think
Yeah.
for me, what's gonna hit home for me is the traveling, bro.
Yeah.
When it's time
Yeah.
to travel and you
Yeah.
really need to go and make some moves, yo, and get those coins up. I feel that's when it's gonna really hit home, though. But as far as restaurants and you get so accustomed going over to your friend's house and we ordering food and stuff like that. That was a norm before, and it's even more normal that type of way. But movies, We have so much platforms to watch movies on.
What you think, Tanya?
Well, things are getting so much more expensive too, right? It's almost like
Really?
a privilege. Yeah, I went, went to Cheesecake Factory, and I'm, look
Yeah.
at the
Regularly, they're
the
expensive,
sizes
bro.
are not exactly the same.
Nah, you're right.
More
you're right,
expensive.
Right, you're right.
Tips
you're right.
start at 18%. I was like,
Really?
yeah.
They're telling you how much
So
you tip
things
to?
are that. Yeah.
Because the tip and it says 18 on it.
Yeah, I
Usually
know,
it would
but-
like say 15 or
Yeah, or
15 or
13 and
whatever.
stuff like
So they
that.
upped it, right?
Oh my
So if you don't notice these things, you're paying a lot of
You're st-
whatever.
you're still
Just
on
like
the
my
up-
friend was like complaining about the barbers, took his kids, the prices doubled. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like the effects, I don't know, where
You still had the option just though. You still, you still had the option to say no tips, no tips on the machine.
of course you still have the option, but I'm
Okay,
just saying, you know what I mean?
You got to tip, fam.
Yeah.
You be a
Yeah,
dickhead
no,
if you
but
don't
they're
tip,
still
bro.
working,
when
you know.
when it gets up to 18%, bro, I feel like you take away.
It's actually 18, 20, 22 where it's
Now,
the
when
options.
when it gets that, I tip, but when it gets to that point, yo, you're like,
That's a bag.
yeah, 18% can run you into about
It's
a
another
good
meal.
12,
Yeah,
$20 in it.
But I feel for all of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, for all of that,
gotta
it
be
kind of
realistic.
like separates the society in a weird type of way, right? It's like, you know what I mean? The haves and the have-nots, and then the privileged can do this, and the privilege, you know what I mean? It becomes really
yeah,
weird
yeah.
that way.
That's
You know
a-
what I mean?
That's for another day. Because if we start getting to the vax and not unvaxxed situation right now, it's
But I think that's
crazy.
what the passport is kind of like pushing to create even more, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
It's
Yeah.
segregation on levels.
Because you can't do nothing without it. So once that happens, and people that are like against vaccinations for whatever reasons they are, it's gonna be like they're gonna be stuck. They
Bro,
can't do shit.
I-
They're gonna have to order at home. It's not. You don't need it to go grocery shopping, but what happens when it comes to that? And it's going to come to that.
Most likely, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You
I
can't.
think
You
so.
can't grocery shop without it. So now people are pushed to get it because like they need to eat.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying, unless you're gonna do Walmart groceries, but who the
And
fuck wants to be doing that all the time?
Here's the funny thing about that, right? The funny thing is that people think this is a one-time thing. They think, okay, we get the vaccine, you have your passport and everything, and then when the COVID dies down, then that's it. We're gonna go back to normal. But I believe it's a system that they're rolling out, bro.
Yeah, I think
this,
so,
This
yes.
whole passport thing, to me, my opinion, it's a system that's been rolled out, and they're gonna get us accustomed to it, and then they're gonna start to infiltrate other stuff with this system. That's just my opinion. Don't come at me. If you had to say something in the comments.
In the comments, yeah.
And with that being said, yo, like, subscribe, follow, do whatever you want to do. You know, VAGEZ say, yeah, but you don't have to subscribe.
Yeah, because if you're already here, I mean,
Yeah,
you might as well just do it. Like,
But
you
just
like
for the
it.
algorithm,
But like it,
subscribe
though.
now.
But if you're already
No, for the
subscribed, hit the
algorithm,
notification
like,
button.
Exactly. hit the
Notification.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
when the episode drop now, you go see me in front
the
of your
phone,
face, or, you
like,
know,
ding.
I'll be like, oh, these guys dropped. But
Yeah.
guys, it was really nice tonight, though.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
It was
good.
it was a definitely good conversation.
And we didn't even practice.
Exactly. We got this.
Usually we do the
We got
meeting
this.
before. I missed the meeting. Like, everything is freehand. Like, we good now.
Yeah, we
good.
do a
good.
quick, you know, a quick
We got
thing.
Bravo
but
and Mar in the back contributing. I mean, it's
shout
a
out to
family, man.
Marvin and Bravo in the background.
Yeah,
Shout out to everybody who has been viewing us, who has been streaming us, who have been looking at us, liking us, giving us a thumbs up, subscribing, sharing our stuff.
Hey, man.
We definitely appreciate you guys viewing. We are a new podcast, and
That's it.
and you guys matter to us. And I hope we matter to you too. So
Wait, shout out Fleet DJs, Fleet DJ Canada, Fleet Network, Fleet Radio Network, Fleet everything, man. They're gonna be posting this stuff on Big Mouth Podcast Radio. So all of our listeners, subscribers on Big Mouth Radio. What's up? I'll see y'all next week, man.
salute,
All right,
salute,
what's
salute.
up?
And yo, our handles for Instagram, for anything, it's
Right here.
okay. There we go.
It's right here.
In
It's
the
right.
description.
Yeah.
It's right.
Not in
Below.
the description. Make
So-
Bravo
so-
put it on the screen.
Is how he
On the
dismay?
screen.
Right,
All
yeah.
right.
Well, let's see how he just dismay on the podcast, man. You know, I was trying to be, you know, swabby for the old, you know, for the more mature people. But, you know, but anyway, guys, it was good. Thank you for just viewing and everything like that. We're going to be back here next week with more information, more topics, more subject matters for you guys. Tanya,
Yes.
I am QMAJUR. This is Tanya. This
Right
is
here.
DJ Las Vegas. Peace out and we're to come up.
Peace.
Bless.
Yeah. Me and my clique and my bros started with nothing but dreams and a goal. Yeah, we used to sleep on the road before we started selling out these shows. Yeah.